Hi guys, it's Kim. Happy New Year. All right, so I had to come on here because you guys know me. I'm usually like my cheery self, full of so much energy, good energy, positive energy. And last night I was kind of scrolling through Facebook. I was seeing everybody's posts, everybody out celebrating, and something that doesn't usually happen to me. I was having a really hard time thinking back at 2019, like perspective, and thinking of the things that I was happy for because of events that have just occurred in the last week. So I want to talk about that with you guys, and then just talk about like the key to happiness is literally perspective. And I was like hit over the head with that twice today. So I wanted to come on and tell you guys. So like in the last week, just quickly, a couple things that happened that kind of put me like, what the heck? Like when it rains, it pours. So you guys know we went snowmobiling, and it's always fun, like hanging out with the kids. We can never get enough time with them, especially as they get older and they have their own lives and want to be with their friends. But literally we had just gotten the snowmobiles. Within minutes, Caleb and I go to park the snowmobile that we're on, and I didn't know how to shut it off. Caleb reaches over me, happy 2020, baby, and sends the thing flying. So like we pulled into like the driveway, and then at the end of the driveway there was like a 10 to 15 foot like drop, and then it went to another level ground. So I literally like jumped off the thing and like hit my head. I still have like a little bit of a cut on my forehead. Caleb, don't ask me how, stayed on the machine until it like dropped down to the lower level. Thankfully he came away unscathed and he's okay. Then Juliet and Caleb, like 24 hours later, crashed their snowmobile. Walked away from that. Thank God we had like people watching over us. On the way home, Jacob, I'm at fault. Okay. So I do not put this blame on him at all, because I was going just as fast, and let like a lesson be learned to like slow down. All right. I don't know where we were in a rush to go, but Jacob got pulled over going like 95 miles an hour and got a $500 speeding ticket. Yeah. Okay. Then we pull in the driveway at home. I walk in the house, and literally my ceiling is leaking, and I just like was ready to start crying. I'm like, all right, what else can go wrong? I'm not even, oh my God, Sandra, I'm going to have to check this out. And I kind of like flipped out on my sister. I was like, what the heck? Why didn't you call me? And she's like, well, what were you going to do? You were like 5 hours north. It just started last night. Still like mellowing and whatever, what was going on. I go for a walk this morning with my girlfriend, Kate, who lives across the street. What do I do the minute I see her this morning? I like started bawling. And then all of a sudden, as the day goes on, I've been out in my car doing errands, like riding around doing stuff. I listened to one of my friends share, the name of her video was Fairy Tales Do Exist, which I'm a firm believer of that. I'm still waiting for my fairy tale to unfold. JK. Anywho, so and she was right. She was like, you know, sometimes in life, there's things that happen around us, like my son getting the speeding ticket, like these little snafus on the snowmobile, like, oh, and the radiator in my car went. The radiator in my car just went the day before we're leaving to go snowmobiling. Now my roof is leaking in my house, and I have to figure out like what's going on with that. And sometimes we get so involved and so like taken by these things that are going on around us that we forget to have like gratitude. Like we have to put perspective to things. I was literally just buying a birthday cake, and I had two of the candles. One was a 4 and one was an 8. And the gentleman behind me goes, so is the person turning 48? Or are they turning 84? And I said 48. And I go, God, I guess that's interesting. Everything in life is perspective, right? And he said, yeah. I go, there's a big difference between 48 and 84. But what's not different is our attitudes and how we live life, right? An 84 could be happier and have a more fulfilling life than a 48-year-old. Like that's just a number, but it's how we live out our lives. And all of a sudden it was like God was sending me this message like, Kim, you have so much to be grateful and thankful for. So what? Yeah, does it bite that you have a leaking ceiling right now, that the radiator went in your car, that your son has a $500 speeding ticket? Yeah, but I am breathing. I can like be independent. I got to like go out and exercise, do something I love this morning, spend quality time with like one of my closest friends. I am like, have my eyes, my smell, like I can hear things. I have a job. I have a roof over my head. Like I have all these celebrations as I go into 2020 that I was like, you know what? So what? Like I am woman, hear me roar, right? Like I'm not going to let these things like bring me down. Like last night I was like literally in one of these spots that I was like overwhelmed thinking about it all. And then all of a sudden, like I heard my friend's message and then talked to this guy at the grocery store, and it totally put me in a different place. So if you're having a day like that or a year like that, even though it's only the first day of the year, It's all perspective, all right? Happiness is all perspective. Start to like really think about your blessings, especially if you're going through like a difficult time in your life, whether it's temporary or something that's been going on. Like get a book out, like write all the things that you're grateful for, and all of a sudden you will be filled with so much happiness and so much gratitude, and it's all perspective. And I was struggling because you guys know me, I like to like do posts and share things with you guys, and last night I'm like, yeah, no, I got nothing to share. Like this year is like really ending on a low note. And then like within the last hour, like the clouds are parting, the sun is shining, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, life is good. I'm lucky and I'm blessed. And a lot of that is because a lot of you on here, I've been so lucky and so blessed with like a village of friends and family that love on me, even for like all my imperfections. And I just want to thank you guys because you make me a better person because of that. I love it, Kim. So true, right, Debbie? It's so true. So anywho, I am coming on with a smile on my face to say happy 2020. Things aren't always going to be perfect. It's not always going to work out how we want it to. But at the end of the day, when we put our head on the pillow, we have so much to be grateful for and so much to be thankful for. And I just wanted to come on and spread that message in case one person needs to hear it, because I needed it. I needed to hear that. I needed to tell myself that and then live it and breathe it. So happy New Year, guys. Here's to 2020. Woohoo, bye.